links up?
Yeah. What's up, y'all? What's good? Welcome to the What Up Doe Show. It's your boy Dame D, and I am back with another one. Today we're going to be joined with a guest, and I'll go on ahead and allow my guest to introduce himself to the show.
How you doing, y'all? This is Joe.
Wrong button, but my bad, Joe. Welcome back to the show again, man. It's been a while. I want to first and foremost say, happy 2026 to you. I believe you have not done a show since the New Year, so I want to say Happy New Year to you and thanks again for coming on to the show. We're supposed to be having a few guests come in, so I'm going to wait for a few seconds before we actually start the show. But the name of the title is Love or Freedom Relationships versus the Single Life. It looked like Joe just jumped out for a second, so I'm going to make sure that my audio and video can be heard. But I'm just going to wait for everybody to come in before I start to show up, because it looked like everybody is having technical difficulties today. Okay, Joe.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, everybody's having technical difficulties today, so I'm getting ready to test and make sure that I can be heard first too.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Difficulties today, so I'm okay. Getting ready to test and make sure that I can be heard first. All right, so no, I was just testing it on my end, so I definitely can be heard on Facebook. So I'm just trying to on YouTube. So I'm just trying to make sure everything on us channels before we go forward. So yeah, man, the whole conversation, like I said, is love or freedom, relationships, or living a single life. And as a lot of people know, a lot of my conversations, Joe, and you should know this, because you're right there with me. A lot of my conversations stem from, just conversations that we have at work. And it was a good conversation that we had, and I believe this was the actually today, and I want to come home and talk about it a little bit. We've both been single, we've both are married, so we've both been in relationships. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. We've been having technical difficulties with DJ Shiny D. Hopefully she'll be able to come in and join us shortly. But Joe, give me your opinion. On the questions at hand, give me your thoughts. The difference, is it better to be single and worry about yourself, or is it better, to be in a relationship, and, just going forward, is it better to be in a relationship? My bad, Joe. I twisted my thoughts up for a second. So give me your thoughts on, being single and just being in a relationship.
I think it varies. I think it varies from where you at in your life. I mean, if you're coming out of college, if you're working hard, like going to school, it's probably best to be by yourself because you ain't got the time to be focused on a relationship. But when you get to my age, early 40s, I think that it's best to be in a relationship. I didn't choose college. I mean, I did do a few semesters in college, whatever. But so for me, I chose the hard blue collar life. So for me, it's best for me to be married.
Right.
It comes with a lot of benefits.
Right. I mixed up my question in the beginning, Joe. Is it better to be in a relationship, or is it better to be single? And some people say love completes you. Others say peace comes from being alone. So give me your thoughts and your opinion on that. What do you think about that statement?
It's better to be married. I will always speak that marriage is better than being single. For one, it's scripture. God never designed man to be alone. And I'm just talking about for what I believe in my religion in Christ. You know what I mean? It's better for man. God did not made us to be alone. So I just believe that you have to be married, and it's just great to have someone you can share your life with. So even as through the ups and downs, I guess somebody I can share that with. And
right.
I don't want
to and we got Nikki Boom joining the show. Go ahead and formally introduce yourself to the show.
Hello, I'm Nikki Boom. I don't know. How do I formally introduce myself?
I mean, just what you want to be called by. We got the Nikki Boom on there, but I don't know if you want to be called by that. So I'll allow you to formally introduce yourself to the show.
I want to be called Nikki Boom.
Okay. All right. Well, Nikki Boom, we're talking about relationships versus living a single life. Love or freedom. So I'm going to ask you these first two questions that I've already asked Joe. Why do people choose to be in relationships?
When you say, okay, when you say why do people choose to be in a relationship, it's two different. I have two different answers. One, people are afraid to be alone. Some people are afraid to be alone, and they will settle and just pick anybody to be in a relationship with, whether they're happy or not. Or they could have been a childhood sweetheart, or you know, what is a high school sweetheart, somebody you grew up with, been with them for so long, probably had kids with them, and you feel like, oh, it's not the right time to exit the relationship because you got kids now, and you ought to been locked in so long, you're so familiar with it, you stay, you in a relationship. Then there's others that want to be in a relationship to love, to be loved. I guess like stability, like to have a better half and be happy with that person. So I mean I got two different opinions on why people want to be in a relationship.
What's going on, David Ruffin? Okay, well, and that's a good answer to the question. I want to ask you this next question, Nikki, and then I'm gonna move on to to my next question. Is it better to be in a relationship or is it better to be single?
I can't answer that question because I enjoy both. Like I love being in a relationship. I love to love. I love to be loved. I love having a partner. I love knowing I have that extra backbone, like somebody to fall on or hard time, and have that significant other. But I also enjoy being single. Like it's peaceful. It's less stressful. Like I mean, when you do like deal with guys that's like not dependable, or you feel like it's not meeting what your requirements are, or at least like trying to like come in the middle, like come in the middle and come with, okay, this is what I want, this is what you want, let's try to make that happen and work on those type of situations. When you're not getting that, then it's better to just be single and just like be stress free. Like you don't have to worry about, oh, where my guy is my guy a cheater, or oh, is he safe? Like it's
And I want to ask you that, Nikki. Why do it seem like all women all say that they want to be stress free, they don't have to worry about this, that, and the other, their man cheating and things like that. Yeah. So yeah, why does it seem like all women say that same exact answer?
because that is the truth. Like I mean, damn, you've been married for a long time, so you haven't been able to feel how it is to be single in the new world or whatever. So um no, seriously, Joe's been married, a good amount of time, so he don't know what it is to be single in this world or whatever. Like
I
it's
mean, he's
honestly
been single in this world, so you can't say that, because I've been single
I,
before.
I've
I've been
been
in a
years
single.
relationship, so
ago.
I can talk
Yeah,
about the both.
No, no, years ago. Back then, it was a lot of morals. It was a lot of like the whole dynamic of the world have changed within those years of y'all being married.
I would
Like
agree with that.
when y'all was
I
single
agree.
back then, it was a different type of single. You know what I'm saying? Like women still had morals and respect for themselves, and guys still have morals and respect for themselves. Like it wasn't just like, oh, she got a big butt, I'm on her, I'm on her, I'm on her, I'm on her.
They
You know,
was they was
like
doing that then too.
it wasn't like that like back then what it is now. Like we got girls that I mean just doing everything under the sun, like, and the threesome world, and it's
What's
so
wrong
much
with
stuff.
that though?
Okay, well, I'm gonna ask you that same question, David Ruffin. Is it better for you to be single or in a relationship? How does that fit you?
All right, now I'm single, so I
Or would
prefer a
you rather be
relationship.
single? Are you single
I
by
prefer a
choice, or would you rather
relationship.
be in a relationship? Is my question, I guess.
I'd rather be in a relationship, but single life it has its up, it has its downs, it has its, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as a single guy, you feel me? That got his got everything going, but it's shit fun at times, but sometimes shit get boring. You be want to cuddle at night, you do be want your companion, you do want somebody to be like, damn, here you go, or you feel me?
Right.
Instead of always you being single, you gotta put something on the floor. You gotta find something. You gotta get the motion right.
Because I hear, conversations of people, being single, and I'm not going to say that it makes me want to be single, because I've been down that road, and at the end of the day, I think, like Joseph said in the beginning, we all were put here, men and women were put here for each other. At the end of the day, men and women should be in a healthy relationship. So my next question to you, Joe, is: can a relationship help, your partner help grow? Can a relationship help you grow as a man, and can it help your partner grow?
So I give you. Then we're gonna live personal. I like to make it, get personal. I it makes me as a man, it makes me better because when I look at my wife, I got a responsibility here. So it makes me think differently, makes me move differently, it makes me even take things more seriously. Because I have a responsibility. So and it's been better. It's the best thing for me. Now look, I've only been with my wife. We only been together for 4 years marriage, and it'd be 5 years this year actually. So I've been getting it wrong. I've been telling people we've been together for 5 years, but I'm looking at the calendar. No, that's not right. So we almost 5 years this year. Been together actually. So I just came out of another marriage,
Okay.
and I came out of another marriage, and actually I felt my worst in being in another marriage with my current
And I'm
wife.
ask, and I'm gonna ask all three of you guys this question: how does marriage complete you, as a whole versus just being a single man out there, versus when you were single? Does it complete you fully in your life at this time, Joe?
My life ain't never completed. I always got things I gotta keep growing on. I'm not completed probably till I die, to be honest with you, because
Okay,
I'm always finding
that's a good answer.
room to grow in my life in some areas. But with my wife, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Remember that conversation earlier came up to be like, what would you do if you had? Would you say the money, your wife, or your money?
Right.
A lot of people chose the money,
And I'm
and
not gonna lie, I was one of the people that chose the money.
listen, we all make we
I
no, no,
chose my mama. I chose my
well,
mother, so because I've never been married, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have a wife to say that because it was either your wife, your mother, or 90 million. Who you saving in the flood? So
Right.
I chose my mother. And I asked my parents the same question, and my dad said his mom died, his mom passed away, so he choosing his wife.
Okay.
my mother
Go
thought
ahead. I'm gonna let Joe finish his statement, then you can come
my
back, David Ruffin.
my parents is alive, so and I know my mom see things on social media. 'Cause I shared it and put my wife. Here's the thing: if I we all of us we do the same thing, right? We all make good money, right? I don't give a damn how much money I make. I cannot imagine making doing. I'm in a better place in my life, as far as making some money, right? I want if I ain't got no one to share that with, what is it for?
It'll
So
be
I'm going to
Right.
take a trip. I can take trips and cash out on people, but I know that when I spend a little money I do on my wife, it means the world. I know that she is benefiting from it, and I get to enjoy that. So when you single, for me, this is me. I'm not. Some people love the single life. I don't blame them either. But for me, I get to enjoy sharing all my accomplishments. It ain't much, but
See, that's
whatever
my
they
next
are,
question. You hit it on the nose, but go ahead, Joe. Finish your statement.
I get to share that with her. So I would never want to choose money because I can have all that money and I'm staying here by myself.
Right.
It's a lot of people that die alone and they rich. You see all these celebrities die all the time by themselves.
And they die
I don't I
rich
don't
and
want to
alone and lonely.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to die by myself.
Right.
So
Okay,
I
Nick, I'm
choose
gonna
my
ask you
wife
this
all day.
question. What are some of the advantages of living a single life versus being in a married relationship or a relationship, I should say?
you asking me?
Yes.
It's not any advantages. I mean, the only thing I can say that is just a plus. Like I said, it's just like not having to worry, like not having to worry, being able to sleep at night. Like not I don't know, I got bad anxiety. So I feel like, and I'm like a person that, like, if I ask a question, I want to have like I want you to give me the honest answer. Like, no matter how much you think it'll hurt me or something like that, I would prefer to be told the truth. So I won't have to keep dwelling back on the same thing. Like, rather than I know it's a lie, so now I gotta ask you this again, type of thing. I just I just like to like just give me the truth, like so I can know how to deal with it from there rather than um keep pondering on um is this the truth or is this not the truth type of thing. So my peace, like, it's so peaceful. I'm sorry, like I'm an overthinker. Like I don't know. I'm always gonna speak my mind. I'm always gonna ask questions if I need answers to those. I mean, answers to things. I'm gonna always ask questions. So it's like when I'm not in a relationship, I don't have to ask no questions. I don't have to call my guy and be like, "Where you at?" or what you doing, or I don't have to worry. Be up at night saying, "Oh, I gotta wait for him." Because if I'm with my guy and we stay together, like I can't sleep unless he home. Like I can't sleep unless he home and in the bed because I just be worried. Like I'm my type in the past, I would deal with drug dealers. So it was like, I always wanted to make sure my guy made it home. Like, so I'd be up all night just making sure, like I couldn't sleep. I'd just be up waiting for him to get home just to make sure that he's safe, not even worrying about if he was cheating or something like that. Just facts that he just safe with what, his the field he in. So I don't have
Okay.
to
Okay.
I
Excuse me, man. I'm a little hoarse. Go ahead, Nick.
I
Finish
don't
your
have to
statement.
worry about that no more. Like, I can sleep at night. Like it's peaceful. I don't have anxiety. Like, I don't have to keep saying what my wants and needs is because I'm the person to, fulfill it. Like I don't have to look for nobody else to do it because I'm going to be the person to do it when I'm single, right? So it's like it is what it is. But I also don't enjoy being single. Like I hate it. I'm really like a lover girl. Like I like being in a relationship. Like I love loving. I love like cuddling. I love dating. I love like surprising my guy with things. I like to be surprised with things. I like, my guy being happy to see me or take me out or just like I love all those type of things. So it's not a plus about being single, but it's more about just me being mentally stable. Like it just
Okay.
helps me.
And I got a question that I'm gonna ask you and Nikki. Meaning you, both of you guys are single. You and David Ruffin, I should say.
Mhm.
Um, is it lonely sometimes being single, versus being in a relationship, coming home, to your significant other? How does it feel, or does it make you lonely, like to the point where, have you thinking about, wanting to be in a relationship, or wanting to have that significant other coming home too? So give me your opinion, give me your thoughts on that. How does it feel sometimes when, does it make you feel lonely, being single?
I don't be lonely. I be okay. Like I be okay. Like let me say this. I'm single by choice. Like if I was to I could pick somebody today, tomorrow, like in 30 minutes and be like, you want to be together and we in a relationship. Like it's not like I'm single because I can't find nobody. I'm single because I just like got these certain standards that I just can't let down. Like and I just want them to meet me there. Like at the end of the day, I'm almost 40 and the person that I'm going to get in a relationship with or be with, I want it to just be genuine and I want it to happen like and be happy with my decision of making me come about this single life into this relationship. Like I don't want to fucking regret it and be like, oh, and then what a month later, 2 months later, I'm thinking to myself, like, how can I get out of this? How I tell this person that I don't want to be with them no more? Like, because I'm not happy or my anxiety is shooting to the roof or my heart beating too fast. Like I don't want to just jump into something. Like I can definitely be in a relationship, but it's not with it got to be with somebody that I really want to be with. Like I'm not just picking and choosing anybody.
All right, and I'm gonna ask you that same question, G. Because those were one of the conversations that we had. Does it make you feel lonely, or do you feel yourself being lonely? Being a single man, or what you or do you prefer being lonely, or how does that make you feel? When you come home, to an empty house.
uh, it got its pros and its cons to it. You feel me? You can walk in
Okay,
here,
give me
feel me,
your
come
give me your
home.
thoughts on that.
Hey, you walking home, you come in here. Sometimes you ain't gotta hear nobody nagging to you. You
Right.
ain't gotta hear nobody like, "Dang, why you ain't take the trash out?" why you ain't do this, or why you ain't do that, or did you do this? Did you take out the meat? Did you take this out? You don't have to hear none of that. But you feel what I'm saying? So like, it got its pros and its cons of being single and wanting to be in a relationship. You get what I'm saying? Like, you get in a relationship, you be like, damn, why fuck this motherfucker just pissed me off like that under my skin. When versus being single, you can be like, oh, chill me and shit. Oh well, on to the next. Like, you don't have to put that much time into a lot of females when you single.
All right, and I'll give y'all my opinion on it. I once
But
was single. And at that time, I agree with kind of both what Nick Boone was saying and what you were saying. It kind of somewhat give you peace at mind. But at the end of the day, being in a relationships, it gives you a sense of what's the word that I'm looking for. Wow, I can't believe I can't think of the word that I'm looking for. But for me, I've always wanted to be in a relationship. I've always I grew up with, my mom and dad. They may have not been totally married the whole. Wow, I messed up my words. I've always been, I've always wanted to be in a relationship, and I've been in relationships pretty much, my entire life. Living a single life to me, it led me down a road where, and that's the word that I was looking for, like where I didn't have a sense of, I'm not going to say responsibility, but it led me down a road where, I looked at things differently, and being married, it gives you a sense of responsibilities. You have to get up and go to work. You have to make sure that you're living not just for yourself, you're living for you and your spouse and your children, so it pretty much it makes me a whole person, I should say, a whole man, I should say, so me personally, I love coming home, to my wife and kids. I love being in relationships. It's
I
just,
mean, you can come
it's
home
just
to
something,
your
because
kids
like I
single
said,
though.
I've been single before, and I remember those times where I came home and just been sitting there like, man, like G said, it gets boring sometimes, being, what up though, James Harden, being in those, just being alone, and I never was that type of person where I wanted to be alone, which I've had before. It's no problem doing that as a man, but me, I would prefer being in a relationship. That's what makes me
But the
more
question
happier. Yeah.
question you
So
asked,
go ahead.
the
What you say,
question you
Joe?
asked, the one question you asked is what is the benefits?
Yeah,
Uh,
go ahead.
one
Go
of the
ahead,
The
Joe.
benefits,
benefit.
it's
So the
financial.
It's a lot of, to me. Go ahead, and
so
I'll let you finish that out, and I'll come back with my statements. But
so the
it's a lot of
benefits.
benefits, I think, that you can have versus being in a relationship or being married versus being single. But go ahead, Joe. I'll let you say your statements, and then I'll come back and I'll let you guys answer that
But
too.
it's just for me, I just feel like marriage brings a lot of benefits. It brings a tax. It can relieve a tax burden too. And then it relieve. With being married, you can save money in a lot of areas. There's a lot of
No,
there's a
that's a
lot of
fact.
I save money on my car insurance just to have it on there. But more than just
Yeah,
that,
and those are those are one of the benefits, of
I
being
tell
married.
people, listen,
You get a lot of benefits, when it
and
comes to state things, state insurance and things like that. I should say. I'm not going to even say
so
state,
yeah,
but from a lot of businesses, I should say.
yeah. I mean, but more than that, you know, I have someone I can leave things to. So if something happened to her, I'd be entitled to her benefits, and if something happened to me, she'd be entitled to mine. And
Right.
nobody think about the business side of it for marriage. A lot of people have put a lot of time in relationships, and they're not. You are wasting time. I mean, because if that person dies, will you be entitled? Especially if both of you guys have a real good career going for each other. A lot of times you die, that it get left in the sauce, and you ain't got no kids.
Right. And I will say this, and then I'll let Nikki come back and combat what you said, and David add his last thoughts on that. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with being single. A lot of people prosper and make better decisions, and end up living, a great life being single, doing things that you can do being a single man or a woman. Those are things that, and we talked about that today, G. It may be things that you may want to do that you definitely couldn't do being a married man or being in a
But
relationship
what?
that you can
But
do. So there's different advantages. Go ahead. What you say?
what what can't you do?
You can do a
I mean,
lot when you
it's
single.
just certain things
Like
that
it's
you
a
probably
lot
wouldn't
you
want
can
to.
do
I'm
when you
not going to say you
single.
couldn't do.
Like
It's certain things that you probably wouldn't want to put yourself in a situation. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that you can't do.
Listen,
You probably just,
you know
for
what?
being in
instance,
a
like for
relationship or
instance,
being a married man. There's certain things that you're probably going to exclude yourself from. But we'll go
Here,
back to Nikki Boom, and you can kind of come back what Joe was saying earlier. I kind of forget where we were at.
No, I agree with Joe when he say basically the business aspect of being married in a relation. I'm being married. Um, I was with my guy for 10 years, and like he said, like we wasn't married, like we was engaged to be married, but we didn't make it there because just me just changing my mind so many years saying, oh, next year, next year, next year, next year. And when I lost him, I realized that I had wasted so many years of my life being undecisive. And I basically had to like ask his parents, if I could be a part of, burying him because I wasn't his wife. Like, but even though we've been together for 10 years, I had to like look into them, for the say so of to just to bury him, you know. And so when he left, even though he was a street guy, he still, of course, because I was his better half, he had a lot of business adventures or whatever. He had bank accounts, all type of stuff or whatever that I couldn't have no control over just because I wasn't his wife,
and you put the work in. You labor with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So
And so
you
that,
lo-
I mean, that
yeah.
was heartbreaking. That was really heartbreaking. And I
Yeah.
realized that's another reason why I'm like so stern on what I want, because I have made being undecisive and made bad decisions in the past with a person that I love, and I let that fall through, and I didn't like execute that. I didn't execute that into the maximum of like get my maximum out of that.
Well,
So
one
now,
thing I can say about that, Nikki Boom, it'll make you a better woman and a better person for your next relationship. You know what I
absolutely,
mean? So in your next relationship, you'll have everything that you just said here. You'll be able to take those tools and use those for your next relationship. But Ryan, what up, though, man? Welcome to the show. You a little late,
What up?
but you
What up?
made
What
it.
up? Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a few questions. We not Joe has to get up and he has to go, so we probably won't be here too long. I'm gonna ask you a few questions.
We ain't got to end the
Give me your
show because of
thoughts.
me.
Give me your opinion. On being single versus being in a relationship.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. Being single rather than being in a relationship is like the difference between stability and non-stability. Having a relationship is more stronger. You know what I'm saying? Having a companion, two heads in a household, two incomes in a household. You know what I'm saying? Two ideas bringing to the table more than one. I always go with that. If you
Okay,
wanna
okay.
get my opinion on the thing,
No, hey, listen,
just
that was
from
a great
experience,
answer to the question.
you know.
And that's one thing Joe touched on. Look, two heads are always better than one. When you look at it like that.
My,
Being and those are one of the advantages that you
I
have
think my
over
can't hear
not
you.
being in a relationship. And you hit it on those. But go ahead, Ryan. I'll let you finish your statement.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me
Can you
now?
hear me, Ryan? Go ahead. You can finish your statement.
Y'all can hear me, but I can't hear y'all.
You probably got to mute yourself.
Is it?
But Joseph J, give me your thoughts, man, on just everything that we talked about. Give us your last words. I know you have to get up. I won't hold you
Nope.
long. So give me your thoughts.
I
Let
can hear
We
you.
don't
everybody know
have
where they
to
can reach
end it
you.
short.
What you say?
We can take it. We can take it. We good, man.
No, we can go. We're gonna keep it going. I just didn't want to
Oh,
interrupt your sleep because I knew you had to get up.
yeah. I would remove myself like David Ruffin did. But
All right, well, go ahead. Start a
but,
conversation.
let's-
We chopping it up.
listen. The thing about marriage and being single has its pros and cons. It's pros and cons of marriage. It's cons about marriage. I will always say that I love my marriage. I can't even stress that to you again. Y'all hear me talk all day. I love my wife, man. And we got and I look. Here's the kind of
Now
part
look,
about it.
just keep your thought. I want to ask you this, and I'm gonna ask you this first, Joe, because you got the mic. Are you at your happiest now? Meaning that, in your relationship, in your single life, and then I'll let everybody else go on with that. So go ahead and finish your statement, and then ask that
I mean,
question. Are you at your happiest
look,
being in a relationship versus when you were single?
I've never been as happy in my life, and I say that this ain't no social media. Yeah, y'all get to talk to me personally, but I'll be
Right.
honest. This is the happiest I've ever been.
That's what's up,
And
and that's what it's
well,
about.
even when I was single and just making kids out of wedlock, all this crazy stuff, I will promise you, my best part of my life has been married. And I'm talking about my current marriage. And it's been 4 years strong. And I ain't talking about no ups and downs. It's been strong. Nothing but ups. And I will say that is that, and this is where when Nikki Boom, that is the best feeling in the world to be with somebody that like your soulmate for real. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't want to be single again. And
Okay.
you see all the temptations out there. You see what's out there. There's absolutely nothing that I will not. I don't want to lose my wife on none
And
of
I'm
that.
gonna ask all you guys in that in row. And I'm gonna start off with you first, Nikki Boom. Are
Hey, I
you
can't
at
hear
your
Dame. I
happiest
can hear you.
now being single
I can't
versus
hear
when you were
Dame.
in your last relationship?
Hold
That's
on.
probably
I can hear you
hypocritical,
too.
but give
I
me
can't hear
your answer
Dame.
anyway.
Hold on. Wait. I didn't hear what you said, Dane. But what Ryan say?
Say something I can hear somebody.
I can hear both of y'all, but I can't hear Dame.
You
You
can't
can't
hear.
hear me. You
I
can
can
hear me,
hear.
Ryan. Can you guys hear me?
I can
Yeah,
hear.
I hear everybody.
Okay. So go ahead and answer the question, Nick. Are you at your happiest
I
now
said on here, Dame.
than you were when you were in your relationship when you can think about it? Are you
Absolutely.
happy you're happy as being single now, or do you think you were at your most happiest when you were in a
Why
relationship?
the fuck I can't
I
hear?
was happy when I was in a relationship. I am a lover girl. Like I love to love my man. Like I love to cuddle. I love to like go on
Hmm.
trips and family vacay and go out to eat with the kids and like go have fun time with the kids, like doing kitty stuff, like with my mate though, because it's just fun. Like it's like we kids all over
Hmm.
again. I do not like being single. Like I don't like being single, but I refuse to like I'm not gonna like short my standards just to be in a relationship. Like I just can't. Like I have to make the best decisions. Like I'm a very successful woman. I come to the table with a lot of things. Like I'm
Hmm.
very much an attribute. Like I bring. I don't take. I don't beg. Like so I need that the person that I'm going to choose is going to be on the same level with me. Like I'm just going to be like, oh, when it comes, I'm gonna be like, thank God. Like I'm gonna be thanking God that
Hmm.
I waited and He blessed me with what I wanted. Like I'm not about to
Right.
be waiting and then later saying, oh God, please, because I was in a hurry and I just wanted to pick anybody because I guess I'm lonely. No, I'm not
Right.
lonely. I'm okay. Like I'm okay. It's not that serious. But I know what I want, so I'm okay with waiting. I can wait.
Right. Well, I want you to
Like
ask that same question, Ryan. Are you at your most happiest? I don't know if you're in a relationship or you're single or not, but give me your thoughts on that. If you are single, are you at your happiest now being single, or do you think you were at your happiest when you were in a relationship?
I still can't hear Dame.
Oh
Ryan,
wow. But
Ryan,
everybody else
Yeah, I
can hear me.
still.
You might have to tell Ryan if he can't hear me, tell him he might have to jump out and come back in. Because if everybody else can hear me, that might be on his end. I'm gonna try to see if I can unmute him, but he's unmuted. Well, his microphone ain't working.
is your microphone working, Ryan?
Yeah, because I don't see it
Yeah,
moving.
it says
Oh yeah,
on.
it's moving. Tell him to come out and then come back in.
He said log out and come back in.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
Joe, on this topic, on this conversation, give me your thoughts, give me your last words on that, and then we'll just move on to a whole other conversation totally if you guys want to continue and go on.
No, I won't. I want to hear Ryan answer to that one question you just asked me when he come back.
Okay.
So go ahead.
So Joe, I'll let you continue with your thoughts that you were saying before that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh yeah. So look, just the marriage thing. Like I said, it has pros and cons, and look, it's some cons part. You know, I can't just do what I want to do.
Right.
I gotta always, run it through her. If needed.
Okay, can you hear me
I
now,
can't.
Ryan?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, there
I
we go.
can't.
Nikki Boone wanted to hear your answer. I don't know if you were single or not, so I'm still going to ask you this question. If you are a single man, are you at your happiest being single, or were you at your happiest being in a relationship?
I would say I was at my happiest when I was single because there was still a lot that I haven't experienced. So, you know, I really wasn't looking for no relationship, until I really recently came across someone that was like, made me want to be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know what? Maybe this is what I need. This is what you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Really, really want to be. So before like the last couple years, yeah, I had my happiest times being single because it was more relaxing, and to me it was more enjoyable rather than being in the relationships knowing that I wasn't even ready for a relationship. So
Right.
it was just a lot
Okay.
of chaos.
Right.
Dang.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
If you
I
ask
want
me
to
that
say this.
question,
Let me say this, and then I'll let you guys get back. I kind of stumbled over my words earlier. I'll say this is what I'll say, and I'll say it over. I love being in relationships versus being single. And you guys kind of hit it on the nose. You have your pros and cons from being in a relationship or being single. But me, I grew up watching the people that I idolize. That were in my lives, and they were married couples, so I always wanted that in my life, and when I had a chance to, get married and do that, I wanted the best and I wanted to do the right things, I've been married twice, when the first time I got married, I was young, you live and you learn. I'm married now, so that's the best thing that probably could have happened to me. To me, you live, you grow up. I think living a single life is for young men and young women to be able to go out there and find yourself and experience yourself before you get in a relationship. So you won't have to go out there, and be doing the things that we see a lot of people do that be in relationships. You know what I mean? That's still trying to live a single life. That's the difference, of living the single life or just being in a relationship for me. So like I said, I grew up idolizing, watching my aunties, my uncles, my mom and dad, even though their marriage didn't go all the way, they stayed married until, my dad's death, but they were separated, but they still were married, so me, I've always wanted to be married. It completed me. Like I said, it gave me a sense of, responsibility as a man, and it let me know that, I just put all the, the childish things behind me, so I'll let you guys go on ahead and finish that up and we can close out.
Okay. I like that, Dan.
And we all make mistakes too, and you live and you learn.
Okay, so I want to ask the guy, so Ryan, are you single?
Yes, I'm single. I'm not in a relationship.
Okay. I wanted to ask the three guys that's on the line, what do y'all think I should look for, like, in a man that I see a future with?
Who you want to answer that first?
Anybody?
Any order? All right, go ahead, Ryan.
First thing you should look for is do you got some money?
Oh, that's first.
I ain't gonna play with you. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no money.
Yeah,
You
you
shouldn't be
definitely want
messing with
stability. He hit it on the nose. You don't want a bum. You definitely want a man who has stability, who gets up and go to work, versus a nigga that you got to end up someday taking care of. Give me your opinion on that, Joe.
the first thing you look for when you looking, I don't know if money is the first thing though.
No, I just said the stability. I didn't say money per se.
I
Stability.
don't know.
Ryan
Because
said
a lot Well, I'm not disagreeing with it because I will understand. But how many times we
I
date
know what
people
type of
with
woman she is.
Go
My
ahead,
Joe,
go
what
bad.
you
ahead, Joe.
say?
I said I know what type of woman she is, so
well,
And I need for
you
you
can't
guys
be
to
dealing
like,
with her.
comment,
you
subscribe, and share. Give me your thoughts. Give me your opinion on this.
you gotta have.
Relationships versus the single life. Which one do you prefer? Which one makes you happier? Which one makes you a better man or a woman? But go ahead, Ryan. Finish your statement.
Oh, that was all. I was just finishing for
You
Joseph.
said
Oh,
money.
you
Yeah.
should.
So,
I
but
mean,
yeah,
Joe
Nikki
was
Boom, get
talking.
back to
Joe,
what you were saying. Those are one of the things I think that a woman should look for when they're when they're finding a man. You definitely want to find a man who has stability, who has his own. He
stability.
needs a job, he needs his own car, you know, um,
Got to
and
these
his
days.
own things. Those are three things that he needs to have: a job, his own car, his house, things like that. That's one
But
thing
that's
that a man should start off having. You don't want a man that you got to be picking up. You don't want a man who's not working.
Who's dependent?
And then you don't want a man who's not stable in life. So go ahead, you guys give your
I mean,
opinion. What your
but
thoughts? What you think?
but that's cool. Yeah, that's it. But I think the most important is the part because listen, if my wife would have looked at me for the money part when we first got together, I ain't had that. I had stability, I had my own place and car and a couple cars and whatever else,
Yeah,
right?
you had two of the three things that we were talking that I'm talking about. So yeah,
I didn't,
go ahead.
I ain't had no money though.
But you had a job. You had a
Yeah,
job, right? She didn't find. She didn't find you out there on the streets, a nigga who didn't have nothing coming in. She saw potential in you, right? Am I right?
I still ain't got no money, but
I mean, but you're
but
working.
listen,
She saw
the
the
thing
potential
the
that you
thing
had, and that's what she
the
saw in you. Because the
that's
thing that stability brings everything else you getting ready to say. It's
no,
going to
it
bring.
ain't
She
got nothing
might
to do with
not
money.
just looking
Eh,
at the money, but
what I'm about
stability.
to
Go ahead. I'll let you finish it off.
what I'm about to say ain't got nothing to do with money.
Go ahead.
go ahead, Joe.
Do you know what the most important thing besides the money part that work
What's that?
that we share the same values.
Okay,
It wasn't the money.
I like that.
That was plus.
I like that.
It had nothing to do with money.
Hmm.
See, when me and my wife dated, we never talked about what I worked at. I never knew what she worked at. We sat at a restaurant at Coney Island and Hamtramck. What was that? Coney
Main
Island.
Street.
Veronica, what's that in Coney Island? Yeah, Main Street.
Main Street.
Main Street. We sat there and talked. We ain't talk about money that one time.
And that's
And
perfectly fine.
and
But
we didn't.
I was just giving Nikki Boom an answer, and these are some of the things that I tell my daughter
But
to
but
look
but
for when you're looking for a decent man.
But what I'm saying is that the whole conversation was learning each other about us, and
All right.
money was never the conversation.
Okay.
And I mean, we hit it off there. But then she was like, "Oh, you work at Chrysler?" I said, "Yeah, I work at Chrysler." That was like long after our talk and conversation with each other. But it was never about the money.
All right.
Okay.
She made her decision and wanted me before she even knew what I work at, and I knew what before I found out what she was working at, and we fell for each other before all that.
Okay.
So the money is going to come. The money's going to get there. I think, and because you see people all the time that get married for money, and it never works anyway.
It's a
What
fact.
holds what hold me
Go
and
ahead.
her, and what grew us and what made us compatible was knowing that we share the same values.
I like that.
And that was it. And so if you saying when Nikki Boone asks what she should be looking for, you should look for the Nikki Boone part just throw me off. You gotta look for
With the little lips right there.
everything that matters to you. What is important to you? For me, it wasn't the money part. But for you, it might be because some people hoard food all the time because they was hungry when they grew up, right?
Wow.
They grew up not having food, so they're gonna always make sure nothing paid. They're gonna make sure that refrigerator full, right? So for me, that's not important to me.
Because I know how to
No,
eat
and
off.
listen, and
I
that's
can eat
great
off
for you, and
ramen
that was a
noodles.
great example, and that was perfect. But you know, these are some of the things. The same question that Nikki Boom asked. These are some of the things that I talked to my daughter about. You know, I'm like, first and foremost, you know, because the things that you talk about, you know, the things that you have in common with your wife and learning each other, you know, that's going to come. You know, especially if you guys connect. You know, but you definitely first off want to find a man who knows who has some type of stability. He has to be working. What I mean by that, you gotta have a job. You had a job when
I
she
just
met you.
don't
She didn't
think.
know where you worked at, you know, so it wasn't nothing about finances, but you have to have a job. You have to have your own
I don't
vehicle,
think.
and you have to
I don't.
have
I
somewhere to stay, you know,
I
have
think
your own.
people. I think people. But I don't remember even back in the day. I'm listening to my grandparents. I never heard them tell the story of how they met, and it was but they talk about money first. They got a
I
chance to
agree, and
know
that's
each
you know
other.
what, and that's why we get a lot of failed relationships and marriages now. You know, because these are the things that we don't talk about first. You know what I mean?
Look,
You
But
know what,
look,
I'll give you my thoughts and my opinions on that. I've saw a lot of relationships, friends and family members, come and go. You know, over these situations that we're talking about, not discussing. You know, having stability. You know, a lot of women bring men in the house not having jobs, not doing nothing. He's dependent on her. You know, she has to take care of a grown man. So that relationship right there was bound to fail from the beginning. You know, therefore, you know, them not talking about stability and things like that.
and that's
but that
vice versa. If a woman with a man and the woman not really getting money, then it's never gonna work. Like the same thing I
you
said.
said
If
you
you
said
get
woman. Hold on. You said woman
if
no money.
Yeah, if a woman come to the table and she's not bringing in no income, but the man just bringing in the income, it's not gonna work. It's vice versa. What he just said. You know what I'm
Right?
saying? The main thing
No,
is
no, no, no,
if
no, no,
you
no, no,
know
no, 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 no,
you
no, no,
look.
no. I
Now go
disagree with
ahead,
you,
let
but
him
I'm gonna
finish
let,
the
I'm gonna
statement,
let you
and then
finish.
you can come
Right?
back,
I'm gonna
Joe.
let you finish.
Reba.
My bad.
All right, I'm gonna say this and I'm done. But look, you knew your wife was getting money. You know what I'm saying? She knew you was getting money. Y'all went to sit down and eat. Y'all shared the same values. That's values. You already knew it. You know what I'm saying? Because
No,
obviously you got
I
some
didn't
type of
know.
coin. I got some type of coin. You knew because that's
I
your
didn't know
type. How you didn't know? I'm saying
because
just in general. Like you don't need to know that she's getting a certain amount, but you knew she was dressed nice. She was clean. She looked like she. You know what I'm
she
saying?
had her own car, everything too. Yeah, so I knew she
That's
was
enough.
stable.
That's enough. That's enough. You didn't have to go in. I ain't saying go into detail,
Yeah,
but
you're
you know
right.
what I'm
I
saying.
agree with
Y'all
that.
shared them same values.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
all.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look,
Uh,
I want Nikki give your closing thoughts. Let everybody know what you got going on and where they can reach you. And like I said, if you guys still want to talk, we can. I'm just going to go ahead and close it and let because like I said, I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone's schedule. You know, we all got to get up and do things. We've been here, for 48 minutes, going on an hour. So I'm trying to be respectful to everyone.
Damn sleepy.
No, I'm
yeah, I
not.
guess
I'm up. I'm still
that's
gonna
what
be
I'm
up.
thinking.
Go ahead. Give your closing statements. We still can talk.
I mean, I don't have a closing statement. I enjoy this show. I enjoy like going back and forth with you guys. I appreciate y'all opinion and rebuttal on me asking what should I be looking for in a man? Like I know the answer to that. I was
No,
raised
and it's always good to hear coming from a man. You know what I mean? Like we probably look at you I look at you like a little sister, and I'm just giving you advice, the same advice that I would give, my daughter or my sister.
I
For
don't look
me,
at you like no sister.
yeah.
My bad. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, well,
absolutely.
hey, look, hey, there you
I,
go.
I
But look, at the end of the day, man, that's what it's about. Joseph, let everybody know what you got going on and where they can reach you. Give us your last thoughts too.
Hold on. Oh, we giving our last thoughts. What we doing?
I wasn't finished.
We giving our last thoughts. We still gonna chop it up and kick it, but just give your last thoughts, man.
All right. I don't really have a last thought. We're gonna still gonna go kicking it. But listen. This is what I would say concerning because the question she asked, and I just want to lead back to that. Look, you gotta do what at the end of that is gonna give you peace. We all, each one of us, gonna give you what we think, and there's gonna be something that you're gonna agree with because it's gonna be like some of you probably won't. But at the end of the day, whether he got money, because you might not need him to have that. You
I would.
know, I know, but
No,
I'm
and I
just
agree with you. You might not need
because
for him to have that, but I'm gonna tell you this: it's gonna come a time where you're gonna need that person to have that. You know, we all have financial problems where you may need your significant other, you know, to
Right.
help you out in the situation. And that's what I mean by that. It's
I
not
made
about the money. You know
I
what I mean?
made
Don't get
more.
me wrong. You know, I don't think none of us are rich to the point where we need to work. You know,
That we need not to
what I'm
work.
saying
I mean,
is,
well, we all
when
need
you're
to
going in
work.
a relationship, it's not about the money. It's about finding someone that, like you said, that have something in common with you, that makes you whole, that makes you happy, you know, that makes you feel secure. That's what it's about. You know, only thing I said about you know, you definitely want to have a partner with stability. That's it. That's all I was saying
Yeah.
about
Oh no, it's not even about that. I was just
okay.
saying this. I was just saying what you gotta do. We all gonna have our own views of what we think that you should want, but you gotta know what you want. And I think you
Right,
do. But it was just a general question you was asking. It was just a question
right,
just to hear other people's opinions. But I was just saying this. We all gonna have different, and it's all valid. But I'm just saying is that I know with you, you're gonna have to have what you want. And if it whether it's money or not, whether he's tall, short, I think you have to find what uh, you gotta really seek for what you want.
right. You know, because
And
if not, you know, it'll be like most relationships that we see that's has failed.
but
You
well,
know,
Ryan said a statement that she has to have money. I am the breadwinner, so I didn't need my woman to do that. I just needed somebody to get on my page, and I needed someone to just that's gonna willing to be supportive for what I would need to do and just go for the ride. I got us.
see, no,
And
and I get what you're saying.
I
It's a
didn't
lot of
care.
men
I
that
didn't
you
care
know
about the
have
money
women
part.
that stay at home wives that don't have to work. You know, Ryan just don't want no broke bitch. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that neither.
No, I agree.
Nah,
I agree with Ryan too because I feel like when we in a relationship, we are partners. So I mean, we can have like we don't know what our future, you know, holds for us, but it can be a possibility that something might happen. You know, God forbid in the future that the
that
man
was
is
my
not
final
able to
word.
step up and take care of. And I agree that the woman should be able to back her guy up when he can't do it. She should be able to step in and be able to take care of it, and he know that it's genuinely coming from love and the partnership that y'all have, and it's not that once he's down or whatever it is that made him not be able to take care of the home, but he look at her and be like, damn, you know, I'm less than, I'm worthless, whatever. No, I'm here to catch you, I'm here to back you up, and
Right.
it's
See,
my
and to me, that's gonna make that person go even harder. Like,
yeah,
damn, you know, she had my back when I fell off. So now when
absolutely.
I bounce back, you know, I'm gonna go even harder and make her even happier. You know,
She did that
meaning
for
that
me.
I had a partner that was able and I didn't even ask her to do this, you know, but she did it, you know, because she loved me. She was able to carry me through my hard times. And that's what it's about. You know, to me, I think that's the difference. That's one of the differences between being in a relationship and just being single, you know. But like I said, at the end of the day, you know, that's going to make
Hmm.
that man or woman go harder, knowing that his partner had his or her back when they fell on hard
Hard
times.
time. Absolutely, because you never know what the future holds. So yeah, I,
So
I would
the
want
man.
if I was a man, I would want a woman that got her own as well. Because I mean, you never know what the future holds, and
So
I might need
yeah, I
like we
agree.
like I got you now. I might
Yeah.
need you, and we
But
want
people don't talk about that part. People
Yeah,
don't talk about
no,
the part
we
of
don't, and we don't
marriage.
have we don't talk about. A lot of people don't talk about the finance part
So,
of
but but
situations in
but
public. You
dang,
know what I mean?
but dang, listen, and that's what I was gonna go get there. Marriage is 60. I told everybody, I keep saying this. I said this on the other show. I mean this. Marriage is 60% business and 40% love, and that is important.
Now explain that to people who may not know what you're saying.
The marriage is 60% business and 40% love. 60% businesses being compatible income wise, being compatible in a lot of areas. And because believe me, when you get a divorce, the only thing that's really going to be talked about 60% of the time is going to be that
It's the
the business
money.
part of it. Yeah, it's going to be the
Right.
money part. So you want somebody like, for instance, when she saw that I was working harder, my wife just went ahead and went back to school on her own. You know what I'm saying? Because she wanted to help try to take the load off, or maybe just to try to be compatible. I don't know. Maybe that area, I
Right.
don't know. But
Absolutely.
she went back to school, and guess what? There has been times where I have overdid it, spending money. Right, I really overdid it, like overdoing it. Like I overextend myself, and she was there to fill me up. Like, hey, I got us. How much money? I said to her, babe, I'm a little behind on credit card, huh? You got the money for the credit card. Damn, I'm a little short on gas this week. And it ain't been many of those days, but it's been a few times in the early part of my relationship. She filled me in. She covered me. Sometimes I overextend myself now, and she covers me.
And that
See,
I be trying to
that's
do it.
what we
Look,
were just talking about,
that's
Joe.
that's the
that
pros about being married
and
too.
that's the
Right.
benefit of her being able to back you up and take care of
Yeah.
herself as well as you. So that's the
We'll,
benefit.
we'll jump in anytime you
Yeah.
feel like it, Ryan.
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
Hold on, my bad. I had dropped my camera.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you
So,
on you on the
man,
My
phone?
look,
final,
there's not.
my
Go ahead.
final,
Go ahead, you guys.
my final words was just, you are who you are. You know what you want. You know what I
Yep.
mean? You can be in a relationship young and make it work if you got your mindset, and you can be old as dirt and stay single because that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? It's all dependent on you. You know what I'm saying? That's all I have to say.
All right. Well, that's what's up. Well, look, let everybody know where they can reach you, man, and what you got going on, Ryan.
Oh, yeah. I got a landscaping business. You can reach me at work landscaping LLC on Instagram, or you can email me at works landscaping service LLC at gmail.com, or by phone. If you're in the Detroit area, anywhere north, south, east, west, come and service all. So
Well,
check
make
me
sure
out.
you go check him out. He's available. He will get with you for any service that you need. That he's offering. So make sure you get with Ryan for any of those services if you need help. Nikki, boom. Let everybody know what you got going on and where they can reach you.
I really don't have much going on. I'm just a working woman with a beautiful child. Try to keep my head on straight. I guess I'll say with my Instagram, you can reach me at Nikki Goddess at Instagram or however that go.
Okay.
Say
That's
that
all.
again. No, I'm just playing.
Okay. Well, look, Joseph, let everybody know what you got going on and where they can reach you, bro.
I don't have anything, but my page is always what it is. It's my name, Joseph Knows. You can follow me on Facebook. I'm on there 24 hours a day.
Doing what?
Okay. Well,
I
look,
heard
I
you
want to
Facebook
thank each
famous.
and every one of you guys for coming
Yeah, I'm
on
on
the
there.
show today.
Trust me.
At the end of the day, being in a relationship isn't better than being single, and being single isn't better than being in love. What matter is your happiness, your peace, and the health of your connections. You know what I mean? And your
That's right.
connection is the person that you vibing with, that you wake up with every day. That you say that you love and that loves you. So look, do what makes you happy. Whether you're single or in a relationship, really, that's what matters. We're just, giving our thoughts, our opinion on that. Someone is going to watch this, and hopefully, it'll give, the next young man or a woman who's getting ready to be in a relationship, it'll give them the help that they need, to be able, to go through this relationship and make it a great relationship, because that's what it's about. It's all about trying to be happy and in love and find someone that loves you. So look, I don't have anything else to add at the end of the day. I want to thank you guys again for your conversation. It was a great show, and we're definitely going to do this again. It's been another one. It's your boy, Dame D. I am out.
Thanks, guys.
All
Peace.
right. All right.